I kept buried inside. I got a folded note in my leather coat and a tank full of reasons not to go home. The paper said my old man passed last night. No final word, no chance to make it right. Just a graveyard time and a preacher's name, and 30 hard years of unfinished blame. He raised me with a fist and an iron stare, taught me mercy was for men too scared. I swore I'd never turn into his kind, but his shadow kept growing inside of mine. Blood moon on the county line, watching two dead hearts collide tonight. I got his rage in my veins, his curse in my name. Been riding my whole life from the same old flame. Let the red sky burn, let the church bell toll. I ain't leaving this weight in another man's soul. Before the morning comes, before the stars resign, I'll bury that fire on the county line. Bury that fire, county line. Break that chain tonight. Oh yeah. I pulled through the gate while the rain came down. Saw black coats standing on sacred ground. My sister looked older than I remembered her, held a little boy with his grandfather stare. She said, you vanished when I needed you most. I had no answer that could bury that ghost. Then she said, that child don't need what we became. And something in me broke when she spoke his name. I stood by the casket, couldn't shed a tear. Just felt every year that I fed my fear. Laid my old man's ring in the cold wet clay. Said, what you put in me dies here today. Blood moon on the county line, watching two dead hearts collide tonight. I got his rage in my veins, his curse in my name. Been riding my whole life from the same old flame. Let the red sky burn, let the church bell toll. I ain't leaving this weight in another man's soul. Before the morning comes, before the stars resign, I'll bury that fire on the county line. Oh. Through the mud, said, Mama says your family blood. I looked at his hands, clean and small, and saw a chance to end it all. I ain't your hero, I ain't your saint. I carry a darkness I learned to hate, but I never raised fear where love should grow, and I'll never teach you the hurt I know. Washed the dirt from my father's stone. First time in years I didn't feel alone. One old curse beneath the ground, one new engine turning around. Blood moon on the county line, fade with the ghosts I laid down tonight. I got his blood in my veins, but his rage ain't mine. I can choose what I carry when I cross that line. Let the red sky fade, let the church bell roll. I ain't passing that fire to another man's soul. When the morning comes and the first sun shines, I'll leave that curse railroad tracks when my father built backs and broke men's backs. He taught me a motto will tell no lies while hiding his fury behind bloodshot eyes. When he died, I took the keys and the debt, kept his old habits like a lit cigarette. Ran bad work for bad men after dark, till one night somebody came carrying a spark. Flames climbed high through the oil and tin, burned every secret I kept within. I stood across the tracks and watched it glow like hell finally showing what I already know. Ashes in the rich box, fire in my veins, all that I inherited going up in flames. Every crooked dollar, every rusted lie turned to black smoke under a blood-red sky. Let the old shop burn, let the dark truth talk. I ain't building my life on a dead man's rock. From the steel and the sorrow and the damage it caused, I'll rise from the ashes in the wrench box. Burn down, walk out. No more chains, no more doubt. He worked beside my bay, 16 years old with nowhere safe. I gave him cash to move a package once, said don't ask questions, just get it done. The law caught him south on the interstate while I shut my mouth and let him take my weight. His mama came screaming outside my door, and I saw my father's face and mine once more. I walked to the station with a burned up hand, said that boy was only following my command. They locked me down, but before they let me through, I told Jesse, son, this ends with me, not you. Ashes in the wrench box, fire in my veins, all that I inherited going up in flames. Every crooked dollar, every rusted lie turned to black smoke under a blood-red sky. Let the old shop burn, let the dark truth talk. I ain't building my life on a dead man's rock. From the steel and the sorrow and the damage it caused, I'll rise from the ashes in the wrench box. Jesse stood waiting with a bike outside, said I rebuilt her from what the fire left. New tank shining from the bones of death. He handed me keys, I couldn't breathe. Said you gave me back the life I could keep. I looked at that engine, heard it run clean, like forgiveness turning on a machine. No father's rage, no crooked plan, no boy paying for another man's hand. Only open road, only iron trust, only something good growing out of the dust. Ashes in the wrench box, fire gone clean. All that I inherited ain't owning me. Every crooked dollar, every rusted lie stayed in black smoke under that blood-red sky. Let the old shop burn, let the new wheels talk. I ain't riding my life down a dead man's road. From the steel and the sorrow and the damage it caused, we rode from the ashes in the wrench box. The old shop gone, two headlights crossed, good road rising from everything lost. coffee burning like a warning sign. Rain on the window, ash in the tray. Another town behind me, another debt to pay. The girl at the counter didn't ask my name. She's seen enough drifters wearing the same cold-eyed silence, worn-out boots. Men who lost everything but the truth. I left my good intentions in Tennessee, left my last forgiveness in New Orleans. All I got now is a tank and a spark, and a reason to keep moving through the dark. Black coffee and gasoline, the only blood running clean through me. Got a bad moon hanging where my heart should be, in a dead-end past that won't let me leave. I ain't looking for love, I ain't begging for peace, just a long black road where my ghost can't reach. With a fist full of scars and an old machine, I'm living on black coffee and gasoline. Gasoline, keep that engine mean. Gasoline. I once had a porch with a swing out back, a woman in white and a dog named Jack. She put my hand on a cradle one night, said choose this home or that endless ride. I stood there frozen with my helmet down, too proud to stay, too lost to turn around. Now that boy's grown somewhere without my face, and I keep his birthday tucked in my case. Some roads ain't freedom, they only run from the damage that a man has done. But shame don't turn these wheels around, it only makes that engine louder now. Black coffee and gasoline, the only blood running clean through me. Got a bad moon hanging where my heart should be, in a dead-end past that won't let me leave. I ain't looking for love, I ain't begging for peace, just a long black road where my ghost can't reach. With a fist full of scars and an old machine, I'm living on black coffee and gasoline. Gasoline. By an old payphone, had a number memorized down to the bone. My hand hit the buttons, but I couldn't speak. Just listen to the ring till my knees went weak. Maybe one day I'll face what I left behind. Maybe grace is waiting past the county line. But tonight this road is all I know. A bitter cup and a motor load. Gold on my hand, just a wreck of a heart and a runaway man. Still breathing smoke, still tasting regret, still chasing the dawn I ain't found yet. Black coffee and gasoline, the only blood running clean through me. Got a bad moon hanging where my heart should be, and a dead-end past that won't just a long black road where my ghost can't reach. With a fist full of scars and an old machine, I'm living on black coffee and gasoline. Black coffee, gasoline. One more sunrise that I might never see. Doctor spoke softly in a room painted gray. Said you got some months, maybe less if you ride. I buttoned my jacket, put the papers away. Said I've been dying slow since my brothers died. My bike said waiting in the hospital sun, chrome catching light like a loaded gun. I coughed in my glove, tasted iron and smoke, then kicked that old engine till the silence broke. I got no children waiting at home, no woman's hand to soften my bones, just a list of names and a final ride to visit every grave before I join their side. Bury my boots by the highway, point them west where the wild wind runs. Lay my jacket down in the red dirt, let it fade beneath the burning sun. Don't dress me clean, don't speak me holy. I was rough as the road I chose, just bury my boots by the highway where a restless old rider goes. Ride west, ride slow, lay him down where the wild winds blow. First stop was Danny beneath an oak, left him a lighter and one last smoke. Then old Ray Stone on a gravel hill, I said save me a seat, I'm riding still. At sundown I reached where Maria lay, the only good woman I pushed away. Her name on marble made my knees give in. I laid down roses and confessed my sin. I said I loved you though I never stayed. I know that ain't worth the price you pay. The wind moved gently through the cemetery grass, like a hand letting go of the past. Bury my boots by the highway, point them west where the wild wind runs. Lay my jacket down in the red dirt, let it fade beneath the burning sun. Don't dress me clean, don't speak me holy. I was rough as the road I chose, just bury my boots by the highway where a restless old rider goes. My engine quit near an old roadside bar. Funny how mercy knows where you are. The owner came out, said you look unwell. I laughed, friend, I'm almost done raising hell. He brought me water, sat by my side, didn't ask the reason for tears in my eyes. I gave him my keys, said when my time is through, take her out west, let her see one more view. No fear in my chest, no debt left unpaid. I kissed every ghost that this hard road made. The horizon turned red, the engine sang low, and I felt my whole life say, it's time to go. Bury my boots by the highway, point them west where the wild wind runs. Lay my jacket down this title rider goes right west. Boots in the red dirt, wind in the chrome. Last road behind me, I'm finally home. Found a stack of letters in a leather case, tied with a ribbon worn thin with age. My brother's handwriting, crooked and blue. Every page started with "I'm coming home to you." He rode with me when the world turned me, two black machines and a reckless dream. Then a mountain curve took him in the rain, and I kept those letters like I owned his pain. They were meant for a woman in a town up north, a love he promised he'd come back for. 20 years of silence inside my bag, 20 years riding with a white surrender flag. Letters in the saddlebag, heavy as stone, words from a dead man trying to get home. I rode through thunder, I rode through shame, with a brother's last love calling out my name. Let the high road twist, let the cold wind drag. I can't hide forever behind this black flag. Tonight I'm carrying what I should have had. Those letters in the saddlebag, carry them home, carry them back. No more ghosts in the saddlebag. Her house stood small beneath the northern sky, red door faded, roses growing wild. A silver-haired woman answered slow, saw his patch in my hand and already seemed to know. I said he loved you right up to the end. I was his coward, though I called myself friend. She held those letters against her chest, then asked why I made away with nothing left. I said I couldn't face what his leaving meant, so I made your grief my punishment. She said your guilt never kept him near, it only stole the truth from all these years. Letters in the saddlebag, heavy as stone, words from a dead man finally coming home. I rode through thunder, I rode through shame, with a brother's last love carrying his name. Let the high road twist, let the cold wind drag. I laid down the burden inside that bag. Tonight she held what she should have had. Those letters from the saddlebag. One line, then smiled through tears that weren't all mine. Said he wrote that he was done running wild. He wanted a home, maybe someday a child. I looked at the floor with nothing to say. She put his patch in my hand anyway. Said ride with love, not only regret. He ain't done living if you ain't done yet. Empty saddlebag, full heart tonight. One old brother finally made it right. Mountain road open, first dawn clear. I rode with his voice, not only his fear. Letters in the saddlebag, no longer stone. Words from a dead man finally home. I rode through thunder, I rode through shame. Now I ride with mercy beside his name. Let the high road twist, let the cold wind drag. No more buried truth in a warm black bag. She got the love that she should have had from the letters in the saddlebag. Your words made it through. Bag, gold tooth grin and a switchblade smile. He ran this road like a promised land, with a whiskey oath and a steady hand. Had 12 good brothers wearing his sign, swore they'd stand till the end of time. But money came talking, pride got loud, and the kingdom fell without a sound. I saw that throne in a junkyard rain, chrome turned red with a brother's blame. A man builds high, but the hard truth shows. Every crown turns dirt when the cold wind blows. We wear crowns made of dust, right on blood, right on trust. Got no palace, got no throne, just a hard black mile and a heart of stone. Let the proud men fall, let the liars rust. You find what a man is when the wheels give up, when the last flag burns and the night comes down. Only ghosts keep wearing that crown, dust to dust, ride or rust. No king now, just us. I was 19 when he gave me a pass. Said, boy, this life don't give nothing back. Taught me how to fight, taught me how to run. Never taught me when loyalty was done. The night they buried him outside town, half the crew never came around. I placed his ring in the red clay ground. He looked more peaceful without that crown. I ain't riding for a dead man's pride, ain't feeding hate till it eats me alive. I keep the code, but I leave the lie. A brotherhood ain't supposed to die. We wear crowns made of dust, right on blood, right on trust. Got no palace, got no throne, just a hard black mile and a heart of stone. Let the proud men fall, let the liars rust. You find what a man is when the wheels give up, when the last flag burns and the night comes down. Only ghosts keep wearing that crown. ring and a bottle still. Said you made me hard, you made me strong, but you taught me some roads lead men wrong. I poured that whiskey, threw down that ring, heard the dirt swallow everything. No more kings, no more chains, just an engine turning through the pain. I keep the brothers who kept it true. I leave the poison that pulled us through. No throne above me, no grave below, just the ones I love and the miles to go. We wear crowns made of dust, right on blood, right on trust. Got no palace, got no throne, just a hard black mile and a heart of stone. Let the proud men fall, let the liars rust. You find what a man is when the wheels give up, when the last flag burns and the night comes down. I'll leave that crown buried in the ground. No king above me, no chain on my soul. Crown in the dirt, still I roll. Got a set of chains on the rearview glass, from a county sale and a crooked past. This swing like a warning every mile I make, for the kind of man I don't wanna wake. Did 5 hard years for a barroom fight, one bad bottle, one bloody night. A young man fell and he didn't rise. I've carried his mother in the back of my mind. They said my time was paid when the gate swung wide, but no prison holds what a man keeps inside. I rode out west with a name gone cold and a pair of chains I could never let go. I got chains on the rear view, scars on my hands, a soul doing time in a free man's lane. Every road behind me got a ghost in the lane. Every mile ahead keeps calling my name. Let the black wheels turn, let the hard truth come. I can't undo the damage that these hands have done, but I won't let the devil decide what I do while those chains keep swinging on the rear view. Chains swing low, still right through. Past ain't gone, rear view. Down the south of Abilene, blue paint fading, windows clean. Sat in the corner with my helmet down, till she filled my cup and turned around. I said his name and the whole room froze. Her hand gripped hard on the coffee pot handle. I said, no words can give back your son. She said, then tell me what you done since then. I told her I ran, told her I drank, told her every road led back to that mistake. She stared through me, then spoke real slow. Living better is the only apology I need to know. I got chains on the rear view, scars on my hands, a soul doing time in a free man's land. Every road behind me got a ghost in the lane. Every mile ahead keeps calling my name. Let the black wheels turn, let the hard truth come. I can't undo the damage that these hands have done, but I won't let the devil decide what I do while those chains keep swinging on the rear view. running down the dynamo key. I took those chains from the mirror frame, held them out like a piece of my shame. She closed my fist, said keep them there, not as a sentence but a reason to care. My boy is gone, you still have breath. Don't build another grave from the one that's left. I ain't innocent, I ain't clean, but I ain't only the worst I've been. I'll ride with the weight, I'll live what is true, with those chains still swinging on the rear view. I got chains on the rear view, scars on my hands, a soul walking forward in a broken man's land. Every road behind me got a ghost in the lane, but every mile ahead don't have to end the same. Let the black wheels turn, let the new dawn come. I can't undo the damage that these hands have done, but I live like a man with the dead coming due, with those chains still swinging on the rear view. Chains swing low, morning breaking through. One more road to ride true. I crossed that bridge at 2:15. Red River rolling like an old wound do. Had a black leather bag and a photograph of a life I killed with the roads I chose. There was smoke from mills in the midnight air, a church bell ringing but nobody there. I shut off the bike where the river turns wide and heard all the things that I kept inside. I said a name to the muddy shore like I hadn't said it 1,000 times before. Some men get forgiven, some men just learn to stand in the ashes and feel them burn. The smoke over Red River, fire in my past, to love I couldn't hold and a life moving fast. I got a tank full of sorrow, a heart built to roam, but every road I ride still points me home. Let the dark water run, let the old bridge shake. I got one more truth that my pride can take. When the night strips a man down to blood and bone, the smoke over Red River, and I ride alone, ride alone. River road, smoke behind, heavy soul. Her daddy owned a shop on the eastern bank, fixed my busted chain when my pockets were blank. She brought me coffee in a chipped white cup, smile like a reason, ma'am, I give up. I gave her a ring from a pawn shop case, then disappeared when the wedding got close. Left one note saying I wasn't built to stay. Truth is, I was scared she'd see me break. 20 years later, that bridge still stands. Same brown water, same shaking hands. I heard she moved on, heard she did alright. That don't stop her ghost from riding tonight. The smoke over Red River, fire in my past, a love I couldn't hold and a life moving fast. I got a tank full of sorrow, a heart built to roam, but every road I ride still points me home. Let the dark water run, let the old bridge shake. I got one more truth that my pride can take. When the night strips a man down to blood and bone, the smoke over Red River, and I that photograph out of my coat, held it over the water, then let it go. Watched a young face turn under the moon, till the river carried away that room. I don't deserve her, I know that's true. Some damage stays when the leaving is through. But I can stop dragging the name through the night. I can let a memory rest in the light. No more hiding in a whiskey glass, no more making a home of the past. I ain't here, but I finally know you can't ride forward with a grave and told the smoke over the Red River, fading at last. A love I couldn't hold and a life moving fast. I got a tank full of sorrow, but the dawn coming on, and for the first time in years I can ride and move on. Let the dark water run, let the old bridge shake. I left one truth for the river to take. When the night strips a man down to blood and bone, the smoke over Red River, but I'm riding home. Smoke on the water, dawn in my soul, Red River behind me, I'm riding home. There's a chapel made of boards outside Santa Fe, with a crooked wooden door and a paint worn away. I pulled and shaking with the sunset red, a saddlebag full of letters I never sent. One for a woman who waited too long, one for a daughter who grew up gone, one for myself when my hands were clean, before I traded love for a running machine. I took out a match and I held it high, felt 40 hard years staring through my eyes. A man can't burn every scar he earned, but he can face the smoke when the pages burn. One last match in the desert wind, for the man I was and the road I've been, for the vows I broke, for the hands I lost, for the miles I bought at a terrible cost. Let the flame rise up, let the black smoke roll. I ain't burning memories, I'm freeing my soul. When the ash falls down and the night rolls in, I'll ride lighter with the desert wind. Burn slow. Let it go. Desert wind, carry it home. I found a small cross in the chapel dust, someone left behind when they ran out of trust. I ain't been praying since I was 19, but I held that wood like it knew what I mean. Outside my old bike coughed and shook, same as my hands when I opened her book. A little girl drawing in purple and blue said, "Daddy, come back, I've been waiting for you." The ink had faded, but the words cut clean. No highway ever ran as far as me. I put that drawing inside my vest, said maybe old Santa still get one test. One last match in the desert wind, for the man I was and the road I've been, for the vows I broke, for the hands I lost, for the miles I bought at a terrible cost. Let the flame rise up, let the black smoke roll. I ain't burning memories, I'm freeing my soul. When the ash falls down and the night rolls in, I'll ride lighter with the desert wind. I burned every letter but the one with her name. Some fires release you, some show you the blame. I turned that envelope over in my hand, saw an address written in another state. Maybe she'll hate me, maybe she should. Maybe sorry don't repair what it could. But I ain't dying with the truth unsaid, or leaving another ghost in my stead. Old chrome shaking, new road wide, crossing my pocket, drawn inside. No promise of mercy, no guarantee, just a door somewhere waiting on me. One last match in the desert wind, for the man I was and the road I've been, for the vows I broke, for the hands I lost, for the life still left after paying the cost. Let the flame die down, let the dawn begin. I ain't the same fool who rode in when the ash falls cold and the sun breaks thin. I'll ride forward with the desert wind. In my pocket, her picture within. One last match in the desert wind. Bridge north of Baton Rouge, where the river runs black and the lights burn blue. Me and Johnny crossed it 100 times, two young devils on borrowed lives. He kept a brass belt tied beneath his bars, said it scared bad spirits from traveling far. The night it went down, that bell rang once, then the silence rolled in like a loaded gun. I pulled that bell from the shattered frame, kept it 12 years beside his name. But a promise buried still drags a man till he finishes what his brother began. Ring that bell at Mercy Bridge, for the fallen boys and the lives we lived, for the whiskey nights and the vows we broke, for a brother still riding through the smoke. Let the river rise, let the cold wind roll. I got his last wish burning in my soul, till the son hears why his father never came. Ring that bell and speak his name. Ring low, river road, ride on, brother soul. Johnny had a board down in Lafayette, don't myself the kid was better alone than hearing road tales from a man like me. But I found him working in a tie shop, babe. Same dark eyes, same crooked way. He saw that bell hanging off my machine, said my mama's got a picture of one like these. I couldn't lie, couldn't ride away. I said, son, your daddy saved my life that day. He pushed me clear when the steel came fast, and he gave you his tomorrow with his last. Ring that bell at Mercy Bridge for the fallen boys and the lives we live, for the whiskey nights and the vows we broke, for a brother still riding through the smoke. Let the river rise, let the cold wind roll. I got his last wish burning in my soul. Now his son knows why his father never came. Ring that bell and speak his name. Oh, oh, just closed his fist around that bell like a sacred gift. Said, take me there where my father fell. So 2 bikes rolled out beneath that bell. At the bridge rail, he tied it down. Let that brass voice shake the ground, and said, oh man, you carried him far, I'll carry him now. Wherever we are, river below, new engines high. One old grief finally learned to ride. The bell rang clear through the breaking dawn, like Johnny's saying, boys roll on. Ring that bell at Mercy Bridge for the fallen boys and the lives we live, for the blood we gave and the love we owe, for a father's fire in his son's soul. Let the river rise, let the cold wind roll. Some names never die on the open road. 2 riders left with the flame reclaimed, while that bell kept singing Johnny's name. Mercy Bridge, a river below. Ring for my brother and let him go. Town under a moon gone red, with my father's curse still loud in my head. He said, boy, that road will take all you want. I laughed through my teeth and I rode along. I had a girl with a cross on a chain, soft blue eyes and a heart without stain. She prayed I'd return before the winter came. I sent back silence and carried the shame. Now every motel room got a Bible drawer. Every page says what I already know. There ain't no mercy in a runaway heart when it leaves good love bleeding in the dark. Saints don't ride this far into the night with whiskey knuckles wide. Saints don't leave their angels crying alone, then chase their shadows down a road of stone. I got no wings, got no shining star, just an engine in the way to who we are. If heaven wants me, it knows where to start. But saints don't ride this far. Ride far, ride hard, no halo, just scars. A drifter at a roadside fire, gray beard shaking, eyes still tired. He said, I rode 40 years to outrun my name, but a man ain't free when he drags his chains. He held a letter with an unopened seal, said, from my son, but I don't know how to feel. Then he fed it to the flame with a trembling hand, and I saw my own end in that broken man. I pulled a picture from beneath my coat, found the old address on the back she wrote. Maybe that door closed years before, but I ain't dying without knocking once more. Saints don't ride this far into the night with whiskey breath and knuckles wide. Saints don't leave their angels crying alone, then chase their shadows down a road of stone. I got no shining star, just an engine in the way to who we are. If heaven wants me, it knows where to start. But saints don't ride this far. Found that house with the porch painted blue, a child's old bicycle, flowers in bloom. A man answered softly, said, can I help you, friend? I saw her through the curtain, then turned again. I didn't knock, didn't call her name. Some apologies only reopen pain. So I left that cross by the mailbox light and whispered, you deserved a better life. I ain't redeemed, I ain't made clean, but I finally faced what my leaving means. No prayer can change what these hands let fall, but a man can stop running before he loses all. Saints don't ride this far into the night with whiskey breath and knuckles wide. Saints don't leave their angels crying alone, then chase their shadows down a road of stone. I got no wings, got no shining star, just an engine and a healing scar. If heaven wants me, it knows where to start. Yeah, saints don't ride this far. No halo, just skies. Crossed by the roadside, dawn in my heart, no saint behind me, just a man making a start. motel off Route 39, under a vacancy light with half the letters dying. Mama held me close while my old man ran, left a silver Zippo and a curse in my hand. I grew up mean where the freight yards grown. Learned a man gets hungry when he stands alone. First bike I stole had a busted chain, but it carried me out through the pouring rain. Every town said, boy, you'll end up dead. Every good girl tried to change my head, but I wore that warning like a battle line, 'cause I was born under a broken sign. Born under a broken sign, with a bad road heart and a rebel spine. No silver spoon, no saving hand, just a fist full of fire in a nowhere land. Let the neon flicker, let the whole world lie. I ain't scared of living, I ain't scared to die. If the Lord made rules, he knew I'd cross that line. I was born under a broken sign, broken sign, rebel spine, born to roll down the line. I found my father in a desert bar, thin as smoke with a shaking arm. He looked at me once, said, you gotta rise, like 26 years could be covered by lies. I wanted to hit him, wanted him to bleed, wanted one damn reason for the life he'd lead. Then he coughed in a rag and looked away, said, son, hate costs more than I could ever pay. I stood there hard with a Zippo flame, two broken men with the same last name. He died 3 weeks in a charity bed and left one truth knocking inside my head. Born under a broken sign, with a bad road heart and a rebel spine. No silver spoon, no saving hand, just a fist full of fire in a nowhere land. Let the neon flicker, let the whole world lie. I ain't scared of living, I ain't scared to die. If the Lord made rules, he knew I'd cross that line. I was born under a broken sign. Where my life began, same dead light, same desert sand. Held up that Zippo on the missing letters, thought about the blood that makes no man better. I ain't my father, I ain't his leaving, I ain't condemned to the same old grieving. I took that flame and I burned his note, then lit my way through the midnight smoke. I came from nothing, I carry scars, but scars ain't chains and blood ain't bars. That broken sign can mark where I've been, it don't get to say that desert with my soul still mine. Yeah, I was born under a broken sun. Broken sun! Behind me, wide road ahead, I ride for the living. running high. A stolen memory and a storm in my eyes. Beale Street sleeping under blue neon rain. Same old corner, still remember my shame. There was a club in an alley where the back doors breathe, where I made one promise I was too weak to keep. A brother named Ellis took a fall meant for me, while I rode out west pretending I was free. He did 8 hard years with his mouth shut tight, never gave my name, never asked me to ride. Now I got his release date burned in my vest, and a dead no highway ever laid to rest. I got a midnight dead in Memphis town, a brother I buried while he still walked around. Got his time on my conscience, got his blood in my pride, and no more empty road where a coward can hide. Let the thunder begin. I can't buy back years, but I can face my sin. When that prison gate opens and the truth comes down, I pay my midnight debt in Memphis town. Pay it down, Memphis town. No more running, turn around. I parked by the gate at 9:15, held his old helmet from another life. When he stepped outside with a gray in his beard, he looked right through me like I wasn't there. I said, Ellis, I know what I stole. He lit up a smoke, said you stole more than roads. My little boy grew while I learned prison walls. My woman quit coming after my 3rd year gone. I reached for the keys to take what is mine. He said, a bike don't replace no lost time. You wanna pay something, stand where I stand, and help me remember I still am a man. I got a midnight dead in Memphis town, a brother I buried while he still walked around. Got his time on my conscience, got his blood in my pride, and no more empty road where a coward can hide. Let the let the thunder begin. I can't buy back years, but I can face my sin. With his cold eyes open and the truth coming down, I pay my midnight debt in Memphis town. Sons apart in south side of town. We stayed on that sidewalk, couldn't make a sound. I said, nah, brother. He shook his head, said, what does a father say when his boy thought him dead? I said, tell him the truth, don't dress it in gold. Tell him you're sorry and you're trying to hold. That door swung open, a young man stood still and said, Dad. And the whole night healed. I stood in the rain outside their embrace, felt some old iron fall out of place. A dead ain't ended when a man says his name, but tonight I stopped adding more weight to the chain. I had a midnight dead in Memphis town, a brother I buried while he still walked around. Got his years on my conscience, got truth by my side, and I'll spend what remains helping men what I denied. Let the river roll on, let the stormwater cleanse. Some debts never vanish, but a man can make amends. When the sunrise broke over that rain-washed ground, I faced my midnight debt in Memphis town. Stand Debt still heavy, but no place to hide. There's a warehouse out by the railroad yard where the old crew gathers when the talk turns hard. Same black patches, same dead-eyed grin, same kind of fire that I once called kin. They laid a photograph down on the bar, said find this man before it gets too far. He spoke to the law, now his debt comes due. I looked at that face and saw a kid I knew. He used to sweep floors in my brother's shop, young enough to think this life was all we've got. I watched us turning from a boy to a blade. Now they wanted blood for the monster we made. I cut my colors loose tonight. Drop that patch beneath the broken light. No brotherhood lives where the innocent bleed. No loyal man kills for another man's greed. Let the old crew curse, let the gun smoke rise. I got no more graves left behind my eyes. With my hands on the bars and the truth burning through, I cut my colors loose. Cut loose, ride true. No more blood to prove. I found that boy at a roadside room, curtain shut in the afternoon gloom. He had a cheap revolver shaking in his hand, said I never meant to join a killing man's clan. I took that gun, emptied rounds in the sink, said ain't much time, son, don't stop to think. Two engines lit through a hard cold rain, with the wolves behind us calling my name. At the old state border I made him turn, said keep straight east till the daylight burns. Then 5 black headlights climbed that hill, and I faced the life I had sworn to kill. Ow! I cut my colors loose tonight. Drop that patch beneath a broken light. No brotherhood lives where the innocent bleed. No loyal man kills for another man's greed. Let the old crew curse, let the gun smoke rise. I got no more graves left behind my eyes. With my hands on the bars and the truth burning through, I cut my colors loose. Said you know the rule. I said I know what it made of a fool. He raised his steel, I stood my ground. Then one old brother put his weapon down. Then another, then 2 more. The black patches covered that highway floor. He cursed us cowards, spat out our names. But a man ain't weak when he walks from shame. No king tonight, no dead in blood, no young kid drowning in the same old mud. We burned those colors in a roadside flame and left that violence without our names. We cut our colors loose tonight. Through those shadows and a gasoline light, was loose. Colors in my fire, dawn breaking through. No more blood, we ride true. I turned off my engine, I'm out from the house, walked through the dark with my helmet down. Same gravel driveway, same old oak tree, but 29 winters stood between that door and me. I live with a bottle and my temper high, a baby's cry fading in the back of my mind. Told myself they'd be better without my ways. Truth is, I was too weak to stay. There's a porch light burning like it knows my sin, like someone kept a little hope within. I stood at the gate with a shaking hand, a rusted out rider and a runaway man. Leave a porch light for a runaway man, not because he's worthy, not because you understand. I got a lifetime of sorry, got no excuse, got a heart beating hollow by the years I threw loose. Let the night stand still, let the truth cut deep. I got promises buried that I came back to keep. If that door never opens, I'll still say what I can under a porch light for a runaway man. Light burns low, stand your ground, don't ride away. With my jaw and eyes, work shirt dirty, shoulders twice my size. He said, "Who are you?" Though he already knew. I saw his mother's herd cutting straight through. I said, "I'm not here to claim any place or ask you to forgive what you see in my face. I left you a child when you needed a dad, and nothing I suffered can make that less bad." He said she waited till the waiting made her ill, kept that damn porch light on against her will. She passed last spring with your picture near. I lost my legs when I heard that, yeah. Leave a porch light for a runaway man, not because he's worthy, not because you understand. I got a lifetime of sorry, got no excuse, got a heart beating hollow by the years I threw loose. Let the night stand still, let the truth cut deep. I got promises buried that I came back to keep. If that door never opens, I'll still say what I can under a porch light for a runaway man. For a runaway man. Inside, brought out a box, her wedding band, and an old brass lock. said she left this letter in case you appeared. I held that envelope through 30 lost years. She wrote, I hated you, then I let it go. Our son grew good despite what you chose. Don't come back begging, come back standing tall. Be the kind of man he deserved after all. I folded that letter, put it in my vest. Said I won't ask you to call me anything yet, but if your truck breaks down or your roof needs a hand, I'll be right here learning how to stand. Leave a porch light for a runaway man, not for the leaving but the change in his hands. I got a lifetime of sorry, got hard work to do, got no right to a mercy, but I'll honor it true. Let the dawn come slow, let the old hurt speak. A man can't buy back all the years he was weak, but I'll show up tomorrow and tomorrow